Hey, do we? Oh no, I have an itch. I have an itch. I have an itch. Oh god. We got it. Don't worry. Wow. What are you trying to say, Rich? Saying I'm a cheap date? Hey, not Taco. So you're still out here lying, slandering. No, I hate it when he plays it smart. Played a 50. Ah, couldn't reach that. Divine, you got it. All right, I'll take that. Could be cool. Just kidding, to the side. Hey. Yeah, let's just get that way. Had a great set. How's the interview? I think it went really well, but then again, I interview very well, so. They have apparently other people that are interviewing. I don't know for how many positions or how many interviews or if they were just lying to me, but yeah, they said they'll be in contact. Start date would be like June 10th if I got it, so I'd have to think if it's the 2nd, they're probably gonna have to answer me pretty quick. I don't know. It's kind of tough because every time I've Googled, like, what's the response time? Like, how quick did you get your offer? With this position, all the posts are from like 2003, so I'm like, or 2023, so I'm like, I have no idea. June 10th, no final round. They said that would be my start date. So I think it's just a 2-round thing. They have like the initial qualifying thing. My meeting today was with the kind of like district manager who runs like a bunch of different locations. But they did say the average income for their person, like a pair of people on their teams, they're like, I think it's really important to keep our personalized stats because there isn't really like a corporate wide thing. But like she said, like among her employees, average income is like 75K for their first year. So I'm like, honestly down. But yeah, just hoping for an answer soon. Because while I had my pretty good interview today, and I don't know if I got it, I also got told that the esports check, apparently the company is months behind on paying people out. So apparently we are to expect, quote, significant delays in payments being issued, which is exactly what you like to hear when you're owed several thousands of dollars.
Hello, Dangerous Taco. I hope this message finds you in good health. That is all.
It does find me in good health. How you doing there, though? I'm just gonna out. What is he be doing? I mean, it'd be sales. Oh. Blah, 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 blah. Divine? Should I get that? Cool. And there goes my frame rate. I was about to say, I'm like, man, we're starting off with like really good frame rate for a while, and then all of a sudden. All right, Rocky is an okay player, but he needs to get off the ball. He's playing very passive, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of it because it's actually working, so take advantage of that. But selling one, I'm not mentioning that, only because I don't... There's only so many locations of this place, and I don't really like being doxxed when it comes to that stuff. The truly enterprising people will probably be able to... What the... My... my event feed just logged myself out. Like like it just cleared my cookies or something. That's not good. Did I tell him I've been late? Divine, buddy. Okay. I'm doing fine. Detail jobs, you've been laid off. I just said when I left my previous job because I think that's like, it implies agency without actually lying. It just, yeah, I left the job as in I no longer work for it. I do think in a way it gives the connotation that it was my choice instead of like the company being like, hey, we're laying you off. But at the same time, they didn't seem to really care at all. They didn't ask follow-ups. They're not asking for references. They're not asking, can we call your former manager? So I don't really care. Esports gig to back up. I mean, do I really have a backup? All right, you just gotta play Not Getting Beat here. I can't get that frame rate. It works. Wait, Divine? Oh my god. Embarrassing. Wow, Angie immediately deletes message. Crazy. Hi, Angie. Interview went well, I think. I mean, I interview well, personally. I've never had an interview where I don't think I did well. Hence why I tend to get my jobs, I think. Do you have a second round interview? I did. I had it at like 1 o'clock today. It was funny because I knew this was gonna happen, but like in the email they sent, they're like, oh, make sure to come to the interview. It's always nice to dress in business professional, which in my mind is like, okay, that's full suit and everything. So I wore pretty much a full suit, but no tie because I didn't want to overdo. I had a feeling I'm like, that's gonna be a little overkill. And in my mind, I think whenever they tell you to dress a certain way, I like to dress like just a singular level above what I think everyone else will be wearing. Because that way you don't look like a tryhard, you know? So that's what I did, and I show up and everyone else is, what a surprise, wearing like business casual, and I'm like, yes, love that I could have been wearing a full ass suit here. But anyway, yeah, I show up. I am the only interviewee there. We talked for like an hour about like, just doing like, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. And then it was like all situational kind of behavioral questions about like, you know, how would you handle this scenario? How'd you handle that scenario? What do you think about this? Like, how do you believe in the, you know, this idea or principle or whatever? And for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think any of my, I think maybe one answer was a little weird because I think I didn't 100% know how to answer it, but one of the questions I didn't have an example on the top of my head. Where they're just like, name a time where something unexpected happened and how you handled it. And I was like, well, in my previous job, there wasn't ever a situation where like a part of my job was unexpected, like outside of just like, hey, do this job. So I was trying to figure out something. And so I kind of used like an example of like, when I got a customer referral and they needed something that we didn't exactly provide, or they were asking for something unrealistic. And so how I negotiated with them, which is, I don't think the purpose of that question, but I don't think it was a bad answer. I think they were looking for like, oh, I suddenly had to deal with this customer doing blah, blah, blah. And so therefore I adjusted like, so, I don't know, like something else. That was the only question I was like, I don't think I'm answering that in the way that they traditionally have had it answered, but either way. Anyway, that job interview felt like it went really well. Anyway, has anyone from any job ever recognized you from oral streaming and casting? No. People have Googled me. Did you have questions for them prepared? I mean, most of them got answered, and I told them that. Like, most of my questions were just about logistical stuff. Because it is like a higher, like a retail, a retail-ish type of thing. Like the products you're selling are pretty. Oh. But yeah, the products they're selling are like, you know, you can earn decent amount of commission money on that stuff. But like, oh my god, dude. I need JC Nova to calm down. He's freaking me out, dude. I don't know how you're getting balled on like this. Oh, he's got a yellow tag. Never mind. We never stood a chance. It's in office. Yeah, my question was more so like I applied and they were like, okay, you're gonna get put in this location. And I interviewed at that location. But I remember driving the other day and there was another location like right next to where I live. And so I was like, wait, hold on. And so I asked him like, so you're the district manager though. So like, does that mean that you are potentially like in charge of a bunch of stores? And I'm assuming since most of these locations don't have like, you know, 10,000 employees, like do you just get settled in one place? And they're like, very rarely, you know, for example, we had some guy, it was his daughter's birthday, and so he wanted to get off work early, so he just swapped someone else to be able to like take over their duties basically. And so I'm like, okay. Oh. Click. JC? Nah, I couldn't get around that. I need to approach that better. Oh, wow. Okay, JC made up for that. That was a really good hit. Dell stuff Wi-Fi plans, those are super, super fishy. Yeah. It's not a fishy company. It's an actual, company. I don't personally believe in applying to any of those, like, oh, yeah, we're hiring for JR9943 Extreme Sales. And it's like, I don't believe that that's a real company. Their logo isn't even like uploaded to the Indeed page or whatever, like, you know, like it's just like a company that just seems like it got 3D printed out of nowhere. I don't believe in applying for jobs like that. I only believe in applying to like companies that I can actually find on LinkedIn, or at least like companies that have a fair degree of specificity. I always hate it when companies are like, oh, your pay gets paid. If they brag about having a one-tap application on Indeed or like Glassdoor or ZipRecruiter, I'm immediately like, all right, that's a red flag. Because that means you're just looking for like anyone with a pulse, which means you're not really analyzing people, which means you kind of expect them to get fired early, or you're making them do the gruntish of grunt work. Oh my god, can he air dribble cross court on zero ability to see his screen? Oh my frame rate. God freaking dang it, JC! Bro rotates outside, and then as soon as I rotate on the inside, he goes inside. Ooh. Anonymous gifter, thank you for the gifted subscription. Ooh, okay. Is this warm calling? Oh, it's not even really, I would say it's more account management, and I mean, I guess you call it warm calling. It's like retail. It's more retail-ish, but it is. Oh, okay. Oh, you need to jump for that. I'll tell you guys, it is like. I don't want to tell you the industry though, because it's like I do feel like it'll dox me a little bit, but. Oh my god, okay. I figured they'd probably expect me to go directly to your post on that. That worked out. Anyway. But yeah, it's a decent amount of, it's basically like account management and maybe a little outbound in terms of like, they have people who like, you know, they're probably get pinged by visiting the website to like check out a location or whatever. And so you're kind of like, hey, saw you do that. Like, let's help you out here. You know, I'm one of the account people. So, I mean, that's about as close as it gets, but that's not nearly the same as, yeah, it's not cold calling. It's specifically people who followed, who are like asking for, signed up for emails or visited the website and filled out some info or something. Get this kind chatter a big ol' thank you. I saw gifted a subscription. I did say thanks, but I'm not I clicked the wrong button. Anonymous gifted subscription to Dank Avocado. I don't understand how what is going on. Did you gift a sub? Why are you anonymous? Is that you, Digium? I'm so lost. Or I give you, this is GC3? Ah. What? Yeah. Sick? Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, I don't know what his second teammate is doing. Alright. That works. You're meant to gift a sub non-anonymously? That was the misinput? Okay, that's what I was a little confused on. I can't see my alerts though, because it logged me out, so I'm gonna have to log back into that in a sec. So give me a moment. I don't know why. OBS has been doing some weird stuff like that lately. It'll just like log me out of something I've been logged into as like a browser embed on my OBS for like forever. That's how I do my alerts, so I can see both YouTube and Twitch in one window. Oops. I meant to half flip on that one, but I jumped to the last second. Oh! Thought I had that dunk. Okay. I didn't really have the catch on that, so I was like, I'm gonna try to hit that across. It was a little lighter than I thought it would be, but it worked. I like it. We're gonna pop that. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna try to pop that up, but guy had a good follow. Nice. We're gonna let that roll. Thought it would roll. And near post. Nope. Okay, that's over one teammate. Open goal. No, he didn't expect that. I don't think he expected it to be that open. Own goal? Hell yeah. All right, he still gets it. Troubled by situationship, so I'm unable to sleep. The good thing is I can finally watch the taco stream again. Sorry about your situationship. I actively proclaim those things shouldn't exist. Base plus commission or full commission? It's honestly something interesting. It's technically full commission, but they do give a base, if that makes sense. So I think it's called base versus commission. So basically, you have like your basic amount of money that you make, and at the end of your 2 weeks, they add up all your commission that you make, and you know you can make a decent amount of commission just off one sale. So because it's like 10 to 15% commission depending on what you sell, I think. So it's like, I think whatever's highest at the end of your 2 week, your commission or your base pay is what you get. And at least who I was interviewing with was like, yeah, at our locations, we were pretty high volume. So she's like, if you're hitting your bare minimum, like your base, then honestly, I'm probably gonna have a conversation to figure out what's going on, because like that shouldn't be happening. Like that, we have very few people who ever hit that. And if they do, it's maybe like only on like a single slow week or something. It's off start. Yeah, but you don't owe them. You don't owe them. That's the difference. Is like, you don't, like I know some draw places like, oh, if you don't make you to over your base or whatever, you have to like make it up in future weeks by working more hours. They're just like, nah, you don't have to do that. You just get your base. And they're like, it's only because we do that because we find that it makes a much better system for salespeople and sales encounters when you're not like thinking in the back of your head, oh my God, I need to close this or else I owe them money or else I owe them hours or blah, blah, blah. And so you start getting pushy and they're like, that doesn't close sales. That just makes you a sloppier salesperson. Guarantee base, say 2K, the commission is 3K, you should take home 1K after that base. No. It's either or. So if base is 2K a month and commission is 3K a month, I would take 3K. So it's either you take... Aristotle just asked, yo, Danger, can you hook me up with VIP at Worlds? Buddy, if I don't know who you are, I can't hook you up with VIP at Worlds. But you get the base minimum for sure. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the either or. So basically, if you either get your base if you don't make... So if my base is, let's say, 2K a month, then I make 2K a month no matter what. I make more than 2K. But if I make 2K less than 2K a month, I take home 2K. If I make in commission more than 2K, then I get whatever I got in commission in total. You think we hook me up with VIP at Worlds? No. Apparently it's already filling up. A lot of the creators are saying like a lot of people are getting it. Personally, I'm a little cocky and like I'm an Epic partner and also literally working for RL Esports just in the CRL side. So if I don't get VIP, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. The fact that I even have to ask or apply to it is kind of egregious in my opinion. You'll be my +1, E-Rich. Because historically, I've gotten a +1 when I've gotten my VIP. Buy you Heim? I don't know. You'd have to buy me a lot of Heim to make up for that ticket price, but that's fine. Decent trade-off considering it's free for me. Watch out. Okay, wasn't sure if he had that. Wow. Didn't see him advance that hard. You pre-jumped that? What? Oh. Oh, I didn't realize Plobes had absolutely nothing in the tank on that. And yet they're still chasing. Interesting. Okay. Zeus is hard carrying this team, holy. He's like the only person in the midfield who knows how to turn and hit a ball. Hey, Gon, you want to turn? Hey, Gon, you want to turn? Hey, Gon, you want to turn? Nice. Gon, you want to bump him? Back post? Nice. Hope I can land a jog, because look out and land. I wanted to go to Worlds if I could. That'd be sick. Hey, no signal. What kind of job do you do? I'm interviewing for a specific sales job. I'm waiting to hear back about him. I just interviewed today. I think it went well. But again, I don't know if there's like 17 different people they're interviewing and maybe some of them, I don't know. I definitely think I nailed the interview. It's more about whether they like the vibe. And I think I've usually passed the vibe check pretty well. I was specifically told I looked sharp by one of the employees. All right. It's 4T, I'm gonna get them started. Considering it would be 9 years until they would be able to compete, then yeah. Interview for mortgage sales, that's where I saw the draw system. Yeah, I mean, that one's a little like cutthroat, and I kind of liked the way the DM, the district manager like explained it to me, where they're like, yeah, the reason we don't like having you owe the company or like have full commission is because at a certain point you're just working off desperation if it's a slow week or something, and you're not going to close sales if you're constantly like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, like about everything, you know? Like, they're like, we want you to have a guaranteed amount of income so you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm literally going to get 0 if I don't close something out or whatever. I doubted myself. That was actually a pretty decent read. Love the idea of Digium having sons and training them in Rocket League, or just kids in general, and training them in Rocket League, just so that potentially 13 years in the future he can get a free ticket to Worlds. Oh. Would you coach me, please? Yes, I will. $100, please. Ooh! Mine. Sales the most rewarding job there is. I mean, I don't know about rewarding. It depends on what you mean by that. But yeah, I'm just hoping to get it because the job market is kind of doo-doo, but and so would absolutely love having an income again. Especially considering my massive check from esports work is just maybe gonna be paid to me 9 years from now. I didn't go though. Chill with the TSM coach. That could be nice. I don't know necessarily what they would be able to get you with the ticket, but players don't really get +1s though. I think VIPs get +1s, but players just have orgs get certain amount of passes for like the players and then the coach and manager and then like org members that are there. Like, oh, if you're sending your, you know, head of content or whatever, but like they don't allow you to just like get infinite passes. I think they used to, and then players would just abuse it. I gotta say, the first Dickies Worlds, I got VIP, and that VIP section was total ass because like pros would just let a bunch of randoms come in that no one knew except for them. It was like, oh, this is my friend from high school. And I'm like, yeah, it's all well and good, but like, what's the point of a VIP if no one knows anyone in here? It's kind of nice to like walk in and see all my friends who are content creators or casters or esports players or pros, and then randomly you just have Dwight. You know, it just like, okay, hi, Dwight. What rank are you? This is, well, I mean, we're threes are a little bit lower because this rank is all over the place. This is GC2. We're gonna fake that. But we're okay. We're GC3 in 2s, so just trying to carry this feeble 3s team through the to the promised land. Don't be hating on my man Dwight. Well, he doesn't need to be in the VIP section. Ah, wanted to hit that back post. Not the vibe there. That's an embarrassing way to lose. Anyway, that's why we don't solo Q3s, chat. He says about solo Q3s again. Surely a major world champ. Yeah. Surely a world or major champ from Pose could theoretically train a new group of kids in a world championship. No, I disagree with that. I think Rocket League is. I think Rocket League, like any pro sport, is a confluence of many factors. Honestly, the one thing is you do definitely need a financial aspect. I think there's a reason you don't hear a lot of rags to riches things in esports. It's not like many kids are like, yeah, I grew up in the gutter. You know, we had absolutely no money coming into my house. Anyway, yeah, I have a $4,000 gaming PC. You know, like, it's like that's not a thing. So it's one thing that is kind of lame about esports is that there is kind of a high buy-in. Like, yeah, there's Cheese who started on a Switch, but that's about the closest I can get. But I can't necessarily even speak on Cheese's background. It's not like he's coming from a family that's living on food stamps, you know what I mean? That reasoning makes VIP sound very materialistic. Buddy, if you went to a very important person section, which, fun fact, the whole point of VIP isn't to flex, haha, I'm a VIP and you're not. The whole point of VIP is that I am not at this level. But imagine how crowded lands get for Musty. Musty walks 4 feet in any direction. Same with Mertzy, same with Try, same with Chief Beef, same with Coconut. They walk 4 feet in any direction. People are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Coconut, Coconut. They're following around. They're getting photographs. They're getting photos and selfies with them and all that. And they just need a space where they can just chill. They're not going to get hounded, and they can just relax. That is the whole point of VIP. Like, I am way less popular than all those creators, and yet I still get people coming up to me and being like, yo, what's up, Taco? Can we get a photo? Can we get a picture? Can we get a, like, can you do this thing? I've had people film content where they're just like, yo, I'm interviewing, like, people in the RL scene about different stuff. and you fill out this thing out, blah, blah, blah. And like, there's just a lot of stuff required of you. So I think for those creators, when you're always on, especially when you're trying to greet everyone, it's just nice to retreat to a place where you don't have to do that. Gonna bring a laptop to Worlds, make you sign my Steam Pro live and in person. I've seen another alternate version that I liked where someone printed out their screen page and made people sign it in Sharpie. It was like an extra long sheet of paper with a bunch of blanks in the bottom, a blank space in the bottom for you to sign his Steam profile. I thought that was kind of fun. I was like, what are you gonna do with that? And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna frame it. I'll get fake. By some random dude during a story, that's what I'm saying. But also VIP is cool because they give you a free ticket and the VIP pass, which allows you to, you know, go to the VIP section, which is right by production. Nice. I think that's the main thing that I kind of value it for, is just the ability to relax. Also, it's a place to sit down that isn't in the middle of a crowd. I still bought tickets that first year, and I was sitting with Erich and Zadoctor and Alice and String Daddy and my boy Riker. Shout out Riker, got COVID and it hit. He tested positive first day crowd day, or second day crowd day. RIP to him. But yeah, super fun time having crowd seats, but the VIP tickets were just, you know, it's just nice. Okay. What in the wobble? I couldn't tell if that guy was actually going for that or not. Oh yeah, it's fine. Halfway through, I was like, that's not gonna touch. I'm gonna fake this low and then rush. Okay, well, I guess I didn't need to do that. Sag. Oh. That definitely should have been a goal by them, but they shot it really low for no reason. Thing I was gonna be, hold on, I cannot read. Oh no. Yeah. God dang it, dude. It was so obvious where he's going, but it was still just fast enough that I actually I couldn't get it in time. I was like halfway through that, I was like, I should have just gone straight up. I shouldn't have gone forward. Cringe. Are you thinking I was way more macho going to LAN's actually just any other event? Oh, I mean, yeah. You realize how insignificant, like, you are because when you're next to, like, the titans of your scene. Like, going to events and hanging out with, like, any creator that I knew, that I see Chief Beef, I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? They're like, Taco, what's going on? And we chat for a little bit, and then someone walks by, like, oh my God, Chief Beef, and then pushes me out of the way like I'm nobody. And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm somebody, but it's just funny to, like, it's a great way to be humbled, I would say. Like, you know, I think it's also kind of funny that I'm a commentator, and yet I always thought that's what I would be best known for, considering, like, you know, I've done broadcasts on pretty big things. I've done stuff for big team streams. I've done stuff for CRL on the Rocket League channel. And yet people will still be like, oh, yeah, you're a streamer. And I'm like, what? That's how you know me? Interesting. AGC. Did you and Lilo have your play date? Nice slot. But like people I know and talk to are not popular people hanging out and talking to the concourse because it's lowly event go getting the VIP area. Well, VIP is pretty like, they try to be pretty strict about like, usually it's Epic partners and like some of like the regional like if you're a regional director for RLCS, you usually get like an RLCS a thing. In year one, they had a bunch of stuff. Optic and Complexity are based in the Dallas area, so they were like inviting the entire Optic CEO and his family. There were so many. This dude is like a Mormon, bro, had like 50 children. I want 200 MMR? Hell yeah. Okay. Teammate, don't go. Nice, smart. All right, we'll just flick that. Sorry, I went silent. I had to focus on not effing up that flick. Close one. Ooh. I'm gonna leave that corner for you, buddy. I shouldn't have done that. I literally just gave it away to the other guy. Bring our major anywhere in the Midwest near Michigan. I don't know why not. I think personally a major in like Denver would go pretty hard. Like major city, big airport near it, you know? Like I don't know why they wouldn't. I always thought Chicago would be an obvious location. But yeah, I don't know about Michigan necessarily. I know James Bot is trying to get more stuff out there because he owns a little bit of a gaming facility near outside Michigan. Oh, in I think the Upper Peninsula, question mark. Yes, teammate, great arrow. Oh, he rushed it a little bit. Oh, not the half flip I wanted. Nice, teammate. You got it. Oh no! I didn't think he'd read that hard. That's unfortunate. I should have just shadowed that. I was like, oh, okay, teammate's got a double tap. Oh, he doesn't. Well, that's okay. It's not like the guy in the midfield's gonna play his miss, and he played his miss. So, unfortunate. I got Bad Bo, the single resident of Denver, Colorado. It is one-sided, but the bet is bad. Wait, what? Yeah, it's you where you're rich. Damn, that's crazy. Angie literally just waiting just to shit on you, Rich. That's crazy. The Barclays Bowl. It is kind of funny how they've never had a New York City. Granted, they keep going to... They've gone to Boston. They've gone to LA. They've gone to Texas. Not even Texas, just Fort Worth, I guess. Well, I guess they've been to DreamHack Dallas. That was like a very big Rocket League land back when ESL actually did stuff. Hey, Tario. Right, apparently is a League's World Finals. Yeah, League did a major at the United Center in Chicago. I used to live like basically 2 miles from that place. Nice. Ticket price is so crazy overpriced. Ticketmaster is not your friend. It's why it's so funny when people are like, yo, what the heck? Rocket League World Championship tickets are $1,000? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And then someone posts a screenshot of like SeatGeek or whatever. And I'm like, or StubHub or whatever. I'm like, buddy, you are getting absolutely railed by that price. Do not believe that. I will say I have used SeatGeek, and that's usually a great place to go for tickets. It's also great because you're buying tickets that aren't requiring a massive service fee. So anytime I get FC Dallas tickets, it's basically like the ticket price plus like $5-6, and that's it. And I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, Ticketmaster, every time I bought is like, okay, well, you need $80 for the ticket, and then you need another $45 for the anyway, yeah, that'll be another $45. You're like, okay, cool. How they haven't been sued into oblivion anymore, I don't even know. Like, what an abusive pricing model. Nice. Come on here, start some drama. Andy wants that in the chat. The best drama is the one you're not involved with. Can't buy from other sites or on games of a tie-up with Ticketmaster. Boo. Halfway through that flick, I was like, you called my bluff. Their official site leads Ticketmaster, also boo. Yeah, that's just in. Dude, I'd be pissed if I'm Valor. The ball goes directly 1 pixel to my left. Look at this. Boop. On his camera, that must have looked like that ball went right through him. What? Yay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this orange team. They're in a party. Is this a carry situation? Who knows? Remember buying the LCS 2023 Summer Split Finals tickets for Newark, but those were fined 140 or so for 2 days combined. Actually, hold on. You know what? That's not too bad. I think a ticket for a major is fine at like 75 bucks. It's like similar to a pro sporting event, and it's longer than a pro sporting event. So I would say that stuff isn't egregious. Ding. They look like me and GC out there. You guys went up 200 points. I think you guys are fine. Let's see if this is a carry job on the other team. Bro was a plat player. Do you have any recommendations, advice for someone? I don't know why that syntax is hitting my brain weird. Yeah. Do you have any recommendations, advice, or things not to do for someone just starting out streaming on Twitch? Turn off, or not to, I guess not to do would answer. We don't look at your view count and act as if people are lurking, even if you don't see chat activity. Like I always say, the best advice for someone who's learning how to stream is act get good at talking to yourself. Like if you have an anecdote from the day that's relevant to what you're playing or whatever, tell it. If you heard a funny joke or whatever, like tell it. Like if you're playing the game, do commentary on it. Like, oh, this mission in this game, if you're playing a story-based mission, is kind of goofy because da-da-da-da, or just whatever. Like make commentary, because if you don't, you have to think about it from the consuming viewer POV. They're just gonna tune in, see a guy being dead silent on the camera or mic, and then be like, okay, and then leave, you know? Like, you have to actually interact, because otherwise people are gonna come in and they're not gonna wanna chat, because there's a billion other people playing the game you're playing probably. So why would they stick around in a silent stream? People come to Twitch to watch games, yes, but more importantly, they come to interact. They want to talk to people in chat, and if not that, they want to talk to the person actually playing the game. You absolute penis, dude. That's crazy. He fake chowed me and then got beat over the top and then still was able to grab the absolute back corner of that 100. Oh, back corner of that 100 boost right as I tried to steal it. Catch. Oh no! Oh god! Oh, okay, good. All right, he got the steal, but that's fine. Everyone, your team with enough rank X players, the glue comes naturally. The hack is to get some of your friends to watch for. I mean, that definitely helps, but I think for me, the one thing that helped me more than anything else is realizing, like, yeah, if I'm just talking, like, I think a lot of people, myself included, when I was very, very early on, is I had a decent amount of friends who would watch my stream, so I always had like 2 or 3 people in here. But at the same time, I definitely struggled in those moments where people couldn't watch or couldn't chat, and I was just kind of sitting there like looking at the chat and there was no one there, and I was kind of like, okay, and I would just kind of talk to myself, and that was really hard. But then I learned, like, if you just ignore the view count, like, don't look at the 1 or 0 or the 2 or 3 or whatever in your view count, just like focus on your own stream, focus on talking, keep things going, and then I think things get a lot easier at that point. Damn, Lilo memorizing the exact Liquipedia round. I literally jumped over that, holy. I was gonna actually hit that across, but teammate was not lined up to be able to get the pass. I was like, uh-oh, I don't think he realizes he does not have the angle. All right. The way teammates playing got me nervous. It feels like we're losing. Like, I genuinely was like, oh god, we must be losing. He's really getting really angry, spamming take the shot at me and whatnot, and I'm just like, oh god. I think he's just grumpy. Teammate, gonna charge that? Uh-oh. Teammate, no! Dude, I gave you the open shot. Cringe. JC in disguise led Parabellum Esports to get a game off BS Plus. That is actually quite the upset. Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of assumed that pass was made because they were overcommitting on that. Let me check this again. I don't play with people I do not know embroider. I'm not gonna lie, I assumed that pass was made because they were overcommitting on the near side. I always kind of laugh at dudes who like, you know, never mind. That's more my fault than his, but I always do find it funny when players like make an objectively horrible pass and then I try to rescue it and they're just like, dude, you idiot. And I'm like, well, buddy, if you didn't F it up that hard, then maybe I wouldn't have been tempted to dive in. Like, why throw it across? Just chuck it at the goal. Like, yeah, it might not go in, but at least it forces a save. Otherwise, you're just throwing me into an awkward like counterattack situation. It's really crazy that the most legitimate world championship we had for women's carball was the Rocket Clash at DreamHack, at which Epic immediately screwed up by screwing over ESL. Because we talked to the guy who worked like at the production, and he was like, "Yeah, ESL really loved this. Like, it probably was like the biggest crowd on the main stage outside of the Tyler 1 fan activation. So, it's pretty lit." It was also my first esport event that I worked since I moved to Dallas. It literally was on the 3rd day I lived in Dallas. Oh my god, I was going for the lightest little touch. I scored that in a short a couple weeks ago and people were losing their mind. I wonder why I don't see a lot of ads for women's RL Pro tournaments, because there just isn't a scene for it. There used to be a decent amount of funding, but horrible entities that have zero business acumen took them over and ran them into the ground, and then we're like, see, it's just not sustainable. It's like, no, it was. You guys just were spending money left and right and didn't know how to budget. Like, that's the issue. Also, say with me, guys, screw the Kansas City Pioneers. Epic also kind of screwed it over because there was going to be a women's league in DreamHacks, and Epic decided to screw Epic ESL over last minute and go with Blast. And ESL in punishment has taken Rocket League away from every single event in every single one of their conventions now. Oh god. No, that's cool. Well. Also, our partner with Blast. So yeah, I mean that's a huge reason. That's one thing that is a little rough in that I think Blast has been a net positive in terms of production quality, and honestly, I think talent management again. I don't want any of those RLCS casters to get fired, but personally, I'm a big fan of any production company who recognizes, hey, maybe we don't need to pay all these people insane wages, and maybe we don't need a casting crew of 9 trillion people. As a caster, I kind of like it when they do admit they kind of want to they should keep things fresh, or at least try out new things. And that's exactly what Blast has been doing, for better or for worse. But still, I like the ability, not the ability, the willingness to try something out. That being said, for Tier 2, they have been demonstrably worse across the esport. That decision to take over, well, I guess I can't even blame them, and more Epic, but the decision to let Blast take over all production stuff and take out ESL, as much as I don't like ESL, and I think they kind of were phoning it in, okay. If you watch back some of those majors, some of those production quality was not ideal, but they at least had a strong enough grip in the esports world that, like, if you worked with them, they would work with you in multiple ways. So I think we traded ESL, which is probably a decent amount of money in the budget, for a lot more events for Tier 2 at LANs and putting together all these outside tournaments. Whereas Blast, we got a better production quality and better like social media content and about other things that kind of all tie together, but at the expense of actually being able to, you know, have anything beyond pro play as part of the scene. And some of that's also just the market, like the economy dips, so therefore there's fewer events because marketing is worse and there's less sponsor dollars, but a lot of it is also just the fact that the ecosystem just got absolutely kneecapped. I knew he's about to demo me, so I'm like, let's not get demoed. How about that? Ah, I over pursued. I won the wall ceiling pinch. Oh, I was gonna take that off, yeah. If we were in comms, I would have called him off that. No, I wanted a wall dash. No, on a wall, dude. Oh my god, I didn't realize how open that was. My bad. Holy crap. My bad, teammate. Click. Nice. Rush. Near. Ooh. Aura blasted by clown sandwich. We Skyrim for the first time today. It's like around some side quests. Skyrim is always one of those games that, like, I think the mid game is absolutely baller, and the end game really starts to show its cracks on like the limits of what that RPG really is. I would say Skyrim fools you into believing like you're playing something insane for the first like 2/3, and then the final third, when you start getting to the end of quest lines, you're like, yeah, this could have been better. You know, I think the Assassin's Guild and all, you know, all that random side quest stuff is whatever. The moment it gets to like the end of the Civil War and you realize the outcome literally doesn't matter, it's always kind of weird. Taco, can you tell your GC viewers to help me see one? I like how you came into my chat and then said, hey, Taco, get some other grand champions to help me. I'm like, okay. Are you telling me to boost you? Because if so, skill issue, maybe take your ass to ranked and improve. I learned a new stand. I don't know what that is. Anyone else do anything they never done before? Nope, I've only done things I've done before. I go to a shaman to check if my past lives have done something before I try to do anything. Are played in the stands of games. Interesting. Preston, can you confirm? No, I can see one, but at the end of the season, there are a lot of Smurfs in my games. Well, it sounds like you need a boost. No, I don't want a boost. I just want someone who's a higher rank to play with me so I win more. Oh, well, that's all you're looking for. I thought I caught that in the reset, dude. Oh, Ellie, you're about to screw. Don't get flicked. Nice. Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, John. Yee, and also ha. Get that, get that, get that, get that, get that. Wow. All right. Only you understand my frustration. How do I understand your frustration? I'm just saying, like, I understand that maybe you might have Smurfs in your games, but, like, you just gotta band together with other good players of your games. Like, also, I don't think all your games are Smurfed. I'm sure a few, but definitely not a vast majority. Okay. Oh, another yellow tag GC. Bro has peaked 15 years ago and has never gotten better since. What a surprise. 32 points, by the way. All right. You're really good for your rank, so says everyone who is not GC. I mean, it's very easy to have easy chem with GC players if you're champ because you're just watching them fly around the map and you're playing off of them. It's very easy to play off a player. Not a great bounce. Don't back away. All right. Le. Okay. Oh, he's going for bonk. This guy needs to just get off the game. Oh my god. You're literally watching me follow the ball. Why would I soft land near where the ball is going if I'm not going to follow it again? Oh my god. Close. Oh, bro's waiting across the field for that exact touch. That's funny. No problem. Turn, open shot. Or not. Should be a goal. Bump. Ooh, close one. Where's my demo attempt? Blah, 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 blah. Close one, teammate. Go. Nice. Oh my god. Okay, he clutched up. I just need to get through this final 22 seconds. We can win. We can win. I had to wait at 6 a.m. for last WCB tournament. Blech. Yeah, it was always really funny when, like, objectively, like, NA times just work way better for, like, 100 boost for this, buddy? Second highest rank in the game, by the way. And people wonder why I think people are boosted in this rank. Oh my god. Cringe. Hey, the girl who loves laugh. You say one more time that you need someone to carry you, and you beg one more time, I'm banning you. Please stop. You keep also calling me the wrong name, which I don't really know why you're doing that. This is why I need to be in GC. I guarantee you, if you are a champ, you're playing worse than that player. You gotta head out, but I'll be looking. See you, did you? What's your name? Two questions. First, is English your second language, girl who loves to laugh? I forgot about Future. Oh, that was a very easy touch. It's your third language? Okay, that explains a lot. But yeah, you're actively like mistyping my name. It's T-A-C-O, taco, and you're typing Tuco. T-U-C-O. Oh my god, it slowed down, so I was like, okay, I can hit a back post. I could have just hit that straight forward. I didn't have to slot that at all. Nice. Fuchsia generally evil. What did Fuchsia do again? I completely forgot. Okay. Oh, this guy's boosted as hell. Bro, single flipping around the map. Rock dish I don't have a good feeling about. No, please no. Okay. Hello? 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 Okay, I was like, what is happening? Like, we had a back post and just no one react to it. Fuser was transphobic even though she's trans. Wait, was that like an internalized thing or are they just a weird weirdo? what a weird aspect of someone's personality. Oh no! Oh, that would have been filth. They were just weird. I remember seeing some screenshots of some DMs, and I was kind of like, yo, what the hell? Some people just got a lot going on and they manifest it in really aggressive ways, which I always find really interesting. It's part of why I like human psychology. Like, some people have that and they just manifest it like with like social anxiety or something, and then other people just actively turn into Hitler and you're like, get out of my way now! I would have had to say if my teammate didn't bump me there. Sag. Direct shot of Ravina is so weird. Ravina, I've heard some beef on the back end, but I don't know. To me, Ravina feels very like, I feel like she likes things in a very particular way, and I think that probably makes her probably a little hard to team with. Plonk. Yeah, Ravina definitely not. Wait, Ravina team with Fuchsia? Well, everyone season went down the drain, but honestly after that I started back to seeing outside of my teammates. Yeah, it's kind of funny how like many teams just have like the drama that isn't just like, we didn't quite get along, but it's just like, this person's my least favorite human in the world. And you're like, that's always the craziest thing about some rosters that fall apart. It's not even because like, we just saw things differently, or, you know, gameplay wasn't working out. It's like, no, this person like makes me feel miserable and I hate myself. And you're like, oh, that's not how competitive teams should work. I will say by far the weirdest, not weirdest in that the person is weird, but like one of the, like things I would have never anticipated that would have ever happened. Kami retiring as a pro player because it turned out he was getting catfished is legitimately like one of the most like out of nowhere stories I remember. Donk? There's no way. Okay, I'm like, there's literally no avenue to clear that. Me, Slumpy, Takari, at least drama-filled thing. Yes. No sex loud, like in reference to Ravina posting a tweet about Fuchsia playing all things comms. No snakes allowed. I do remember that, Roz. Okay. Nice. Tornado Alley is like Oklahoma and stuff. I thought Tornado Alley. No, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Death Valley. I was like, wait, there's definitely not Tornado Valley in like Nevada. Someone that's seen hates Slumpy. They just don't say anything. What? I personally, well, then again, I mean, I don't know what if Slumpy's like really competitive or whatever. I think some people are just really competitive and it makes them kind of irritating, but like I've never at least talked to anyone who's had beef with Slumpy. I am a Slumper fan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Slumpy's so nice. How you have beef with Slumpy? I assume sometimes it's just like you're too competitive or something. Should call them. That's kind of my thought. Is like Slumpy is very. One thing I really liked about Slumpy is that they were not afraid, or she was not afraid to like call out people when they're like, "Hey, this is kind of stupid of you to, you know, be a super big bigot about," or "Oh, I don't know why you're being, you know, a massive dick about this," or "Oh, I actually think you're scamming this person." Blah blah. Like tiny stuff like that. Like it was nice to see someone actually say that. Matt L. and Preston, both band geeks. Took AP Music Theory. Look at Matt L. Matt L. and Preston, start a band. Wait, oh, he jumped before the catch. That was weird. Okay, try to keep it in the corner. When you double commit, it's hard to bump one. I like that turn 10. Wait, that's my goal? Someone must have got a bump. This is horrible. Then, like, because I played too loud. You were too passionate. Daisy got screwed by any players who came at the same time as Leela. Like, basically all of them besides Leela were evil. Yeah, Angie's the most evil person I know. Wait, you said you had a small skull, but you had 6 directors for band? What the heck? Okay. Exactly the touch I wanted. I was just going for a loop over him. Okay, that works. Yeah, okay. We're good. Okay, that works. Nice shot. Okay, there we go, chat. All we just needed to play is the fees. Can play Stride events or the non-prize pool. That was worse than not Stride Leagues when they were doing G2 Stride Weeklies, having G2 playing in them. Oh, yes. The G2 NA Super Team. Did that G2 team amount to much? I feel like I don't remember them winning crazily. Then again, G2 did have the weird thing of like, once they recruited Tally, then I got it a lot better. But the original one, they really struggled. Because I remember it being like Venji, Karma, and like Kia, I think. And I was just like, that's like a weird pull, considering you definitely could have recruited like a more powerful roster than that. Misfits always my, Misfits will forever be my favorite org, mainly because without any negotiation, I asked for a pretty good rate for their team stream, and they paid it to me without any debate. And I was just like, this is the greatest Ori that's ever lived, personally. They wanted his players. Misfits spoiled us. I love Misfits, dude. Yeah. Misfits was great because normally most tier 2 or team stream things will pay you somewhere between $500 and $300 for a guest. And they were like, yo, here's $800. I didn't even ask for that. I was just like, sure. Miss WCB days. Hi, how you doing, JC? I was so annoyed about having you be a caster for us, and I appreciate that, Angie. Casting gigs are always hard to come by, and I do love a team stream, especially if it's actually paid from an org that wants to do well. They sent me a bunch of assets, too. I remember part of that stream was me drawing the Misfits logo by hand in Microsoft Paint. That was pretty bad. I think it's because I needed a logo PNG, but instead of just Googling it, I just decided to draw it instead. Okay. I should have gone for that. What's funny is G2 won like random stuff, like they had the Radiant hosted this like Xfinity event that they entered randomly, and it was like the final was Drexel University versus like G2 Stride. It was like, what? Like or G2 Luda, and I was just like, dude, what? Like, what a random assortment of teams. I mean, I'm not hating it. I want all my homies to eat. Was overestimating how good Karma still was. Well, Karma still was good, but Tally was... It was like... Tally and Ducks were like the two players I would feel like that most got a lot of attention, I feel like. Pro level anymore. Definitely like a still very good player. I think many teams would still kill for Karma level player on the roster back then. Also, Karma's name recognition goes a long way. That splice money broke me in half. I'm sorry, Preston, you can't just say that stuff in chat. What? Alternate reality was going to be G2's coach. Who was their coach? Was it? I'm genuinely trying to think back. I don't remember. It wasn't still Clown Sandwich, was it? Rio? Okay. I was like, what's your plan here, bud? Oh, wait. Vibes in this team sounds questionable. They're apparently fine. I mean, they're playing really well. So I think the greatest way to make sure your vibes and your team of hyper competitive players stays good is by winning a lot. Can't jump! That works. God dang it. This always happens, dude. We ain't even got this year's halftime show music. Preston, who are you responding to? I keep looking at the YouTube chat and I don't see anyone responding to you. I just see randomly you mentioning something about music and I'm like, who's this in response to? Am I just missing something? Is Matt L typing something and it's just like gapped enough throughout Twitch? Isn't like one of my players? Well, Irich, you had an interesting assortment of misfits and renegades. You had the dirty dozen. No, I heard you jump, buddy. I heard you jump. God, frickin', I should never assume that they're gonna see me good. Vinci banned from Psyonix events like 3 weeks before Worlds. Yeah, always nice when Psyonix actually listens to, hey, this person's terrible. It's not that I disagree with them, it's like they're objectively terrible, please ban them, and they're like, okay. Yep, tried to read that ceiling. Not bad. Age was literally just waiting back for that. There's no way. Buddy, you have 0 boost. Why are you hitting it away? I gave you a catch and carry. Hey, Lurks, hit my first reset musty yesterday. I'm trying to become a freestyler. Best of luck. Good progress. Hold on, let me log into the freaking Twitch. I can't see any of my alerts of anyone doing anything. One sec, chat. Hold on, chat. Right, either way. All right, we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that there's no alerts on my OBS. I can't tell when people are doing stuff. What's going on here? Yeah, Master. Playing very well in 2s and then immediately going to 3s and dealing with the worst gameplay you've ever seen. How are the games? They're okay, thanks. We're just trying to get our 3s up and it's so hard. It is so hard to win in 3s. Solo queue. Twitch chat's coming up pretty well. Yeah, I can tell that. I'm trying to open up the YouTube chat specifically just so I can read only your guys. Because you guys are going back and forth, but it's like just a little bit too infrequent compared to Twitch so that I'm like trying to like read it. And I just see like people chatting about stuff and then an entire chat on my actual OBS window is like talking about something completely different. And then Preston suddenly like, wait, what? A monster ate them alive? And I'm just like, oh, okay, what is the context here? Like, what's going on here? No. Personally, if you're a teammate going near post on that, oh, he's got a red tag, chat. We're losing. I'm sorry. GC3 and this guy has never been SSL. We found him, chat. Oh my god, I actually did have him beat. I played like a block. What the? That's the funniest way to get a goal. Oh my gosh. Hitting the ball consistently after the reset. It's about the angle of your car hitting the reset. Also depends on what type of reset you're getting. On a reset musty, honestly, I think it's about being centered enough so that you can tilt your car to set up for the musty afterwards. Like you don't want to be sliding sideways as you're setting up the reset. Thought I'm beat. Minute 30 boost and just watched him double that. Okay. Don't know why he doesn't go there. Don't know why he doesn't go there. Doesn't know why he doesn't go there. And then he jumps way too late. Just like, I don't know. That reeks of someone who has zero confidence in that first read and then just realized, oh wait, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late, and then just kind of backpedaled from there. Man, these guys so good at the game. That's just in. Nice. Common misconception here, you actually need shins of Geel to withstand those forces. You chose STEM, so you are mentally unstable. That is true. Where we hard suck nowadays, Taco? Well, that is actually wrong. I am in GC3 right now for twos. I think we're like 1730, something like that. I believe. So we're actually not in GC2. We're playing pretty well right now. Threes is where I'm like really struggling because it is actually like the moment you leave the defensive third, you get scored on. Like these people are not capable of touching the ball. I've fallen enough where it's actually like I need Hardy to play with. Nice. Rank threes is legitimately the worst state I've ever seen. You're playing in a GC2 lobby and players do not, I mean this sincerely, they do not know how to like drive in a straight line. The amount of times there'll be like a ball that I would bet my entire, like, I'd bet, you know, the lives of my family on them hitting. They somehow just go, and they go, oh, sorry, dude, I was trying something. You're like, trying what? Like, legitimately, what are you doing? Like, you couldn't psycho that or whatever. Like, I kind of understand if someone goes for a clip and they fail or whatever, but like, you just missed. Trying what? Trying to 360 no scope that? Like, no, you weren't. You just whiffed. Thank you, teammate. I thought teammate was gonna smell what I was cooking, but I guess not. Oh, I was passing it to you, but that works too. Doesn't matter anyway, teammate rotated out immediately, which I don't mind. I don't like players overstaying their welcome. Teammate? Oh, he's got 3 set! Man, I tried to fake chow that. Oh, I wanted to delay and get a deflection. Maybe don't be here. Oh my god, I was about to sound like you were gonna hit that backwards on the wall. I was like, just take the OT, buddy. Don't be a hero. right, teammate's gonna have to get straight back. Never mind, that didn't bounce in the ceiling like you wanted. Just use this time to get back, get a demo, nice. Oh, well, it made him panic a little bit. Not the no man's land, teammate. You can't do that. Anyway. Hey, Devin. Got me riled up. You'd think I would look back and fondly, but dude, I'm angry. I think a lot of stuff does kind of like, I mean, I still get bothered thinking about, I still get bothered about stuff like that when you're a competitor, like, playing soccer in high school. I remember we got to regionals and we had to take a PK in like the 80th minute basically to try to advance, and our best PK taker was going to take it, but this one forward just wouldn't shut the frick up. He's like, no, I want to take it. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. And eventually we let him take it. Bro hits it right down the middle on like a fake, and the keeper didn't even guess. He just went, oh, and caught it. And I'm just like, I think about that every time I play competitive soccer or I see PKs. And it bothers me so much. That would have put us right into like one game away from states. So yeah, stuff like that bothers me, I'm sure. It's also like with WCV, you're kind of remembering like your teammates as much as you're remembering the experience of playing, you know? So I feel bad. I've talked to like some CRL players where they're like, yeah, the rosters I play with make me not want to compete, but the game itself, when everything's gelling, is really fun, you know? How you doing, Pup Master? Did it nerf the billionaires yet, or is it still endgame? What? Man, YouTube really is just like the least contextual chat. Dude, Bang Gang was legitimately the worst thing ever as a commentator. By far my least favorite team name. You can fit, it's the only time I've ever been casting where I had to pause before saying the team name every single time. That's gonna be our first goal for Bang Gang. Like, that was every single time. Jump. I had 15 teammate put it in on Fort. Hey, like the CSE rosters, I want a vibes team like the University of Redlands. Amount of fricking, I say it's multi-page ranting document. Oh yeah. I was not on LG. What? Were you not? Am I high? Did you sub or something for them? I vividly remember casting an event where you were playing Misfits and you were on the team. But every talent event I've talked thinks I was. That is a Mandela effect, because Nacho snub and whatever she was. Maybe I'm blurring that. Yeah, what the heck was... I don't remember. Hilariously enough, changing your name enough, I don't remember that name. Drea Winter? I don't know why. Did you ever sub for them? I could have sworn I remember casting and saying Lilo a bunch. Maybe the Nacho. Maybe I'm remembering the O of Nacho. Oh. Any tips to get off the wall and get an air dribble? I mean, learn how to match the speed of the ball so you stay next to it. A lot of people... I mean, a lot of it is just mastering your takeoff, and a lot of that is obviously practice, but you got to be able to tap the ball and learn like the proper angle to jump off so you can actually guide with it. And then after that, when you're actually getting the air dribble, nice. Well, jump after you hit the ball. That's another thing I've noticed a lot of players. Whenever I've coached like Plats and like, I'm trying to learn that air dribble, they jump as the ball hits their car. And I'm like, that's just going to kill your momentum back into the wall. I still can't. Can't jump? I tried to get the most precise touch, but I slowed down. Why did I turn my car that much? That's funny. Wow, what horrible timing on that. All right, well, the rest of this game is gonna be making up that. Oh, the rest of this game is gonna make up that as well for the day. Bonk. Can't get off the wall. I can get off the ground, just not the wall. It sounds like you're struggling with air rolling and aerial control. Again, that's just like something you gotta learn. I think the thing that throws people off, especially when they're learning how to go off the wall to hit reads or fly off the wall, is that they're so used to the controls of jumping and aerialing, whatever. But then on the wall, you're rotating 90 degrees. The first start of it, your brain's like, wait, and then you have to like adjust from there. Honestly, just learning how to air roll in general and then learning how to like hold the play up is honestly half the battle of what you're trying to do there. That's over. I miss how grassroots things felt in the women's scene. I mean, that's why I liked it. And then Psionics was like, hey, we should invest and put out like, I think their first event was a 10K, 20K? I think it was actually a 20K. No, it was a 20K because I remember immediately the response was, why do they get 20K? I'm like, buddy, you have like a trillion frickin' tournaments to play in. Shut up. Also, I stopped paying attention to complaints about players and the scene when they complained for days and 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 days about events. And then the field came out and they were like, yeah, I don't want to play in that. Like legitimately the exact people that were complaining every day, like we never get anything in tier 2. It's only RCS, RCS. We get nothing. And then they put out the field, legitimately exactly what people wanted. And they were like, nah, I don't want to play in that. You ever just flip into it or go straight to dribbling? I can't get the ball to stay on my car. You got to match the speed of the ball. And also there's a sweet spot of where to hit the ball while you're air dribbling to get a certain amount of lift or pushing it forward. Because those are the two things you're doing with air dribbling. You're fighting against the gravity of the ball. So you're trying to keep it up or you're trying to push it forward. And it's like trying to find that sweet spot of like putting the ball forward to keep it dangerous, but also not so much. Halfway through I went from a redirect into like a block. Reset from the corner? No. Match the speed on KBM. That doesn't change anything, dude. What I'm saying is, when you're air dribbling, you're not pushing the ball like full boost, full boost, full boost, full boost, full boost, full boost, you know? You are trying to tap the ball and then just slowly go into the ball. And then once your nose is touching the ball, it's kind of like dribbling on the ground, where like, if you just held boost the whole time, you're gonna go past it, you know? Or if you let it drift too far and you boost, it's gonna fall off your car. It's the exact same in the idea. Like you have to go about as fast as the ball. And then once you're going as fast, then you can hold down boost and then you can just carry it forward, etc. That's what I mean. Whether you're KBM or controller or Wii nunchucks or whatever, it's the same process. The air roll is just optional though. For you, if you're trying to air dribble, it's just pop, roll so you're straight forward, so it's just like an aerial that you're used to taking and then just doing that. Honestly, a great way to practice something that's actually useful for you is learn how defensively to air dribble. So take it off your own back wall, rotate around 180 degrees, and just do this. Don't even focus on like air rolling or getting it on target. Just learn how to like hit the ball off your wall and stay close to it, like that. That skill alone will help you out a lot. And then from the side, once you get better at it, you'll learn how to like take touches like this and be able to slowly move it forward. It buys you time on defense and gives you a lot more space. And then it's just about learning the same ideas, but from the sidewall. Again, all things are practice. There's no like cheat mode of like, oh, just turn on this setting and make your cameras this, make it like, no, you just gotta practice. The viewport is kind of optional. So yeah, Jay, I like how you and Lilo are just talking in code in the chat. It's so underrated and underused in my range of ranked. Well, it's because everyone wants to bang the ball as hard as possible across, but like when you have a chance in boost to be able to catch something and bring it across, it really changes like everything. It really helps you kind of like internalize how much you can keep possession without just chucking the ball downfield. I couldn't tell if he wanted me to hand that off or... Oh, whoops. I thought Divine was going to go early on that. I oftentimes, whenever I try in the scenarios... Oh, I think he chow that. Just gonna lob that on target, let my teammate get back. I'll let him take that. Just kidding. Oh, that ball rolled a little bit more than I wanted it to. Well, not rolled, but it was moving a bit more to the left than I thought I would. My momentum took me a little away. Yeah, I want to bang some balls. It's June. Good point, Master. No! If I just had a little bit more, I would have been able to lean around that one. Williams resolve at Dallas, and that's it. Oh, Angie, that was like actually some of the most hype. I'm so pissed I wasn't able to cast that, but again, it was a women's event, and I just happened to host because there was no host available. So I was like, hell yeah, let me host. But I was so hyped behind the stage. Also, the sheer NA dominance in that event. Stuff is they didn't give tags for that. Well, it wasn't an official Psionics event. And they only give tags for that. Always those awkward things teammates do. Two people could not shut up about it. Yeah. Oh, wow, that was a really good touch. My bad. Well, that's the best I could do, teammate. Unfortunately, it's not good enough. Oh, we screwed it over. Oh, never mind. You gave up on the play. That's crazy, Clover. If you actually got back, we would have been able to get that. Did you give up? Oh, never mind. He was really far away. Okay, I guess not. I thought he landed way earlier. Big Louisville Esports is doing good as usual. Good to hear, Blue. Swiss Merchant, since he won't give me the 2024 tag. The M80 Swiss Merchant. Bro, you're lagging out now. Dude, what is going on with this lobby? Earlier we had a guy on the other team lag out. Now Clover's lagging out. US Central for you, I guess. Easily top 3 at the LAN. Well, no, well, tags are only given to teams that are competing in events that Psionics has like direct handle in. Like, it's not every event that gets approved. You guys are randoms and you pull. What the frick is that? Bro's telling me to forfeit even though his connection's in the fucking 7th moon of Jupiter, dude. Like, what are we doing here? I don't think it's censored. Divine says forfeit. Bro, I'm balling on you. You're not winning this shit? Well, obviously, Divine. It helps if my teammate had any semblance of sense. As a content creator, I'm obligated to try. Ah, the bump. What? That was the most accidental touch of your life, Divine. What? He stole that. It's funny watching these guys like kind of not be seriously about this. Yeah, as a content creator, unfortunately, I have to try this because it's the greatest short of all time if I'm able to actually win a 2v1, even if they are trying to throw or waste time. Aww. If I had more boost. I'm still pissed they got a perfect pinch for a goal as randoms. Meanwhile, my randoms don't actually know how to air dribble. Oh. Okay, now we can forfeit. Would get a larger boost tank if your teammates abandon. I feel like you should get a larger boost tank if your teammates abandon. I mean... Wait, do you mean you think if your teammates abandon, you should take less of an MMR? BLT grilled cheese with the 20 gifted. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you guys got a gifted sub, please. Hey, Power J got one. And Blue Boy in the chat. Thanks, BLT. How you doing? I don't believe... I think the thing is, like, if people are actively lagging and it's showing that they're lagging for a while and then they abandon because they actively lose connection, I think that is the only situation I'm fine with that. Because if people just abandon in general, I think... Okay, if you're partied with someone, I don't think you should have that. If you're a random and someone abandons, I think, honestly, you should take less for a abandon. Because personally, I think that's something that's like... I think if you're actively playing the game and abandon, then it's one thing. I would say it would have to be a lot of if-ands, though, because for me, I think if it's a close game when they abandon, like if it was 1-1 and they abandoned you with no connection issues, then part of me wants to be like, I shouldn't lose MMR for that. But if it's like a 5-1 and then you abandon, I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll take the... Like, the game was already lost at that point, you know? Yeah, nothing bothers me more. The amount of times I remember going to... I have a short somewhere on, like, my SSL promo game. All right, chat, we have to remember that we are playing... Oh, we're not playing against party. Every player we play against in threes is someone who has touched a controller before. Everyone we are playing with in threes has never played Rocket League before, so we need to be aware of that. I don't. If you're a crappy teammate and they rage quit because you're trolling... I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're still abandoning. I think ultimately, though, that's why reporting exists. Like, I have seen people banned. Like, the only people I report one day are people who are deliberately throwing or deliberately doing something. And I logged in the next day and they said, because of your reporting, someone's been banned. So they do behavioral stuff of noticing, like, how often is this guy losing in these games? How often is he just whatever? And I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy got like 6 like 6 to 10 reports in like this case of 2 days, and they manually reviewed his games, and they're like, yeah, he's just own goaling over and over or whatever. I still think the biggest thing that Sonics allows that is an absolute joke is the ability to duo queue in threes with someone who is not even close to the rank that you're playing in. Like, legitimately, it is insane that you can play in GC3 or GC2 with like a C3. Also, the amount of players in my chat who come in here and be like, well, actually, I don't know about that. I'm C2 and I can play with my GC friends. I'm like, no, you're playing fine with players that you know about and are carrying you through those games. You're not actively scoring or making ridiculous saves. You're just not throwing the game horribly. But the thing is, when you're playing against another good team, eventually the guy who is not used to playing at that rank is gonna get, fun fact, absolutely beasted on because he's not used to playing at that speed or that reaction time required, or more importantly, knowing where to be on how to rotate and everything. So all that stuff backfires pretty spectacularly down the stretch. 100% for throwing it. Exactly. Yeah. Like Sonics does monitor that. And I think they probably have behavioral stuff that they can tap into for analytics of like, I'm sure honestly, if you're looking at a game and if you're looking at someone's record, it's like the odds of losing, for example, like 20 games in a row it's probably insane. Like I can't even imagine what it would take for me to lose that much. Because that's the odds of like you'd expect to win at least a handful of games, but if you're losing that many, like, yeah, you're just losing on purpose. Like you are deranking. I always thought they should do that when there was freestylers who were going into ranked specifically so they could play in bronze lobbies to hit clips. Which is still the funniest thing ever when they're like, yeah, but clips aren't as fun to hit in private matches because you're not earning the goals. I'm like, buddy, you're playing against bronze ones. You really think they have the ability to save anything you're doing in the air? Play versus Cuppage almost on reach. Oh, really, Blue Boy? I'm casting that on the 4th. You telling me I could be casting Biglerville RL? I don't know you guys are still up for that. How you doing, Pash Flandy? See that W message we got in the Discord today? I've been testing, it's not detectable, Sag. Oh, okay, I was playing a 50. I didn't realize he would just let me have that. Interesting. Nice. Imagine you have a Generation Terrible day of ranked and you log in the next day, you're banned for being bad. Honestly, I like it. I still think the middle ground for all of this is the solution that I think Overwatch does, where you can add a dodge list. Because there's definitely some players in ranked that I'm sure Master also recognizes. If I can only remember the name of that one dude. He hasn't been on in a while. He might have quit. But there's a guy who's always like in GC2, mid GC3, around there. And they're ass. Like I've never seen them SSL. I've never seen them lower than that. But every time I play with them, it's like they're deliberately trying to rage bait me. Like I've never seen a player consistently bad. So I would like, if I ever met them in ranked, to be able to add them to a dodge list where for the next 48 hours or something, I don't get queued with them. And I think if you get added to an dodge list, you should legitimately just get banned for a day. like, hey, you're playing so bad or doing something so awful that every single player you play with doesn't want to play with you. That's a red flag. Get the frick out. And just make it so you can only add like 3 people per 48 hours or whatever, and then there's a cooldown. I think that'd be more than fair. Wait, Fortnite? Yes, we are going to schedule a Fortnite stream at some point this week. I just have to schedule a day. Figure out when I'm available. Sparkle Pato. Oh, but Sparkle Pato was definitely one of them. Weirdly enough, in 2s, he's really solid. In 3, I think I discovered that's why he's really rough in 3s, because he's one of those 2s mains that tries to play the same way, and that just does not work, capital W, when you're trying to play in 3s. Hey, Dusky. What's up? I'm a fan. Oh, that's terrible. I like humans, not fans. Get it? Because fans are an object. Anyway, that's a horrible joke. Welcome in, Dusty. Please don't leave. I wonder how many times I've told a horrible joke and someone's unsubbed to me. They're like, oh. And then immediately just bail. Lila's going to be telling stories to her grandkids about how much Sparkle Pato deserves no one's love. Yeah! Yo, holy comms right here. Ding! No bounce either. Sparkle Bottle can kiss pavement. I don't recommend being a comedian. Damn, holy. Thank you for being honest with me. But yeah, I think personally, I'm a big fan of a dodge list. I think you should be able to, after a game, highlight a player's name and say add to dodge list, and just for the next 48 hours, you don't get queued with them. I think that would solve a lot of issues, especially because there's times where when I'm playing this game, I'll get a duo queue who's like my rank. Like if I'm 1750, there's like a 1760, and then his teammate's like a C3. And we lose every time because the C3 is obviously fucking terrible compared to everyone else. And so I'm like, hey, maybe let's not. So I would like to be able to feel like, do not queue me with this person. And then it kicks that guy out of my rank queue. And people are like, oh, because I've talked about this with devs and they're like, well, that would extend queue times. And I'm like, I don't care. I would rather wait an extra 3 full minutes for a queue than play with a team that I'm going to lose with every single time. Still queue against them? Yeah, I can see that. I think that's fine. I do kind of wonder about the overlap of like how often people would actually use that. Like, I wonder how much it would be like there's too many conditions, so therefore people eventually are put into situations where like there's not possible way to put a lobby together because of the differentiating like aspects of like, god dang it. We just never have lobbies of that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm like, I do wonder how much of that would like overlap. Waiting to do it, I instantly want to leave. Yeah, that's kind of, and again, that's what I'm saying. Hello, Johnny Boy of CRL. That's what I'm calling you now. A. Happens in six-mans all the time. My least favorite thing about six-mans is back in the day, Nightmares would only want to play with Splashy in B. So he would just queue up, and then they would do random or captains, and then the moment Splashy didn't get on his team, he'd go, oh man, sorry, my mom tells I have to do something, and then he would break the queue, and then just immediately re-queue, and I'm like, you're the worst person. Like, you're the reason six-mans had such a terrible reputation back then. Oh, sorry, I have to go. Buddy, are you 14? And then I realized back then he probably was 14. Rocket Rivals, thank you for the raid. This double tap is for you. I'll add a reset too. Wait, I actually did? Ah. How are the games, Rocket Rivals? Can you train me? We should do a coaching day. It's another thing we haven't done in a while. 50. Hit save. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. You're fine. You saw that because I waited too long. Cringe. Iced is actually an incredibly large human. Sorry, I low-key forgot what game mode I was playing. I just left that one open in the middle and they shot it right down the middle. I'm like, thanks, teammate, for not allowing me to let that guy score. Hey, teammate, you want to stay middle? Found a way around that? Interesting. You're probably gonna get demoed? I don't know why you have 100 boost not going. I'm for it. Are you gonna stream tomorrow? Maybe. Teach you how to deal with dumb teammates, ultimate content. Honestly, there's not really anything you do. I used to think like, nah, you can play around it. You literally can't. Like there's so many moments when I'm trying to play the game lately, especially in threes, like you cannot help people in that rank. I would say 1625 through 1675 twos is also kind of the same from what I've noticed. Like there's enough like good enough players, but a lot of them genuinely like have never played a high rank before. I can just feel it. And it's not because it's like they're not scoring crazy goals. It's just like they can't chow. They're just constantly in this like cycle of like, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And then they just chase. And I'm just like, buddy, get off the ball. Speaking of, oh, never mind, he got to 100. Oh, okay, he just did it all himself. Oh my God, I was like, okay, you want to bump? You want to help? You want to whatever? I may be unranked, but I can do mechanics and good aerial passes. Why are you unranked? I ranked. Bedtime, enjoy stream, but he's going to bed at 7:42, says a Pacific timer. Master's over there in the central, maybe even the Eastern time. The forbidden time zone. Oh, reset? Nice! Low-key zero boost unlimited flips is so much fun. It's a goofy time. You gotta do the zero boost thing before you become employed. Yeah, I'm in this like weird kind of in between because I've started doing like RLCS content and I don't know if the game, if my algo will like if I keep uploading gameplay stuff. I'm genuinely like not sure if that'll work. Because I feel like I kind of want to ask Waiton what he thinks about that because he used to do like gameplay based stuff while also doing like a decent amount of like obviously storytelling stuff. And I kind of wonder, like, did he stop because the algo actively disliked it? Because he started getting, like, really inconsistent, like, retention? Or did he just do it as, like, filler stuff? Like, the gameplay stuff is a lot easier to record and edit. What? I don't know how you got that over me. I think as a stream, it would be fun. As a recording thing, I think it would be fun as well, but I think I'm going to try to stay on the RLCS grind. That's kind of the avenue I want to go down anyway, since that's probably a lot easier to maintain for an analyst perspective of trying to earn the respect of the masses. You're fine. Trying to work on an algorithm kind of ruins the freedom of making content I like. Well, the thing is like, it's just that the algo is typically, I think if I just uploaded anything Rocket League, it'd be fine. It's just when you try to splinter a little too much, it gets weird. For example, like I have an audience that very much likes gameplay. So that you guys want to watch me play ranked. You want to watch me play do whatever. Whenever I try to do like other type of content, okay. It kind of is rough because it's like, people are like, oh yeah, I want to watch gameplay, I want to watch this, I want to watch blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to upload a video about RLCS analysis. And then I get new viewers who are like, yeah, this is cool. But then they genuinely like cannot, they just don't watch it. They're just like, yeah, this is a little different, but I'm a casual. I don't listen, I don't play, or I don't watch RLCS. I only watch streamers or, you know, whatever. So that's where it gets a little like tough because I want to make RLCS content because as an analyst, I want RLCS to recognize me as someone who is an analyst who can grow in that sense. I think it's also much more, I think with my editing ability and my knowledge of the scene, it makes me stand out a bit more and easily because I'm not going to stand out with gameplay wise all the time. BLT, what the frick are you doing? That's another 10 gifted. Oh my goodness. Hey, Saints Gaming, Sean and Geo and got one. TOG Monkey got one as well. BLT with the 30 bangers. Chat just shot up because, yeah, we got a lot of gifted subs again. Bonk. Sorry, Pandy. I helped you rotate back. Yours has been in Rocket League since 2016. Interesting. What is going on? Are these guys in a party as well? Yeah, they are. I was like, they're like faking in the air. This is wild. Kind of works. Oh, I landed on one of the guys. Crazy. No, they're so smart. Oh my god, they're actually in comms. Oh, that's... yeah. Not the bounce I wanted. You skipped rule 1? I did not. Unless you're actively fully stopped on someone, that's a rule 1. It's not just if you bump into someone. With your teammate? I don't think I was. What the frick MMR is this? These guys are like actually decent. It's such a foreign concept whenever I play threes with players who can actually drive in a straight line. Probably goal. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, these guys in comms or something. This is crazy. They're like back pass pre-jumping each other. I didn't realize threes is this sweaty. Bro. Gonna go team my grind. See you next stream. See you, Dust. Oh, my, Lilo bumped that guy in, and then he got bumped into me. That was so unfortunate, dude. And you played my pass, cringe. Yeah, this is definitely a warm-up game. Holy crap, these guys are coordinated. For a team that crams each other into each other on the goal line a lot, it's shockingly well-organized rotation. Even when I bump the guy, he bumps me into the play. That's crazy, dude. Wanna join for 3v3 Heat Seeker tournament? Nope. Yeah, these guys are hard calming 100%. There's literally no way they're actively finding each other this well without comms. Nice pass. All right. Straight line drive was the first thing I noticed about your gameplay. Woke me up. Come on! Yeah, this is a sweaty lobby. I'd be interested to see the MMR for this. Nice! Yeah, well, yeah, Let's Go. Yeah, I remember Let's Go used to be the meta for celebrating goals. But then I switched to Nice a while back. I don't know what. I always thought that would be a funny YouTube short of like detailing the history of like post-goal celebrations. It's the point where like even like in other languages they say nice. Like even the French players sometimes they'll just be talking to each other and doing whatever, and then they'll write up and just go nice, and you're like, wait a minute. I think even the Saudi players did that once, I want to say. There's like a clip of at least one of the Saudi teams fist bumping and saying nice to each other. Nice is just a city in France. That's true. Yeah, they're just that's how we do it too. We're like Buffalo. Cincy. Hey, at least Burrow doesn't have to play Myles Garrett anymore. Okay. All right, you got that. Bang! Bang! Let's go! Nice fist bump. Passion! Go on, son! All right, we like that. We like that. Also, just mind saying nice in Paris, horde matchmaking. That's what I'm saying. Those were, wow, those were 100% the smurfiest Smurfs you've ever seen. There's zero chance those were 2 C3s. Yo, Jackson, can you spot me like $3,000 if those payments are going to be astronomically late? Thanks, buddy. I know that when we were working for Fox, you were getting paid $900,000 a year, so I know you got some savings. I also need those payments. I have a mortgage and scoop. Nice! Just put the mortgage in reverse. They'd just give you money. Yes, yeah. When next time you go to the bank and refinance, actually just sneak a negative in there for interest, and then eventually you just owe less and less. It's simple negotiation. They respect it. They're like, ah, sneaky, sneaky. It is legal. It is always morally ethical to screw over banks. Nice. Be super drinking, just put Prince Caesar on the number. Chidsar Excel will botch it for you. See it. That's the developer right there. Hi, middle desk. Yeah. Either that or you plug in your remaining balance amount and it'll just be like, yes, this is a date. And then suddenly you owe November 15th, 1978. I punched some negative side in the contract you signed, so I'll give you the keys to the vault. Meanwhile, the branch manager's like, those are the rules, Jenkins. You should have read it. You're fired after this, but yes, please hand over the keys. I now own the bank. And then you write like a really entitled New York Post opinion piece. Just being like, this is how I retired. Retired early. I think that's still to this day my favorite genre. It's like legitimately rage bait when people have like those New York Times or New Yorker articles with like how I retired at age 41 or whatever with 2 houses, and then they look and they're like, listen, first off, I learned early on I had to cut out my spending, so I sold both of my summer homes, and this time I only have 2 cars, not 5. And I'm like, oh, thanks for this very relatable advice, Buckley or whatever your name is. And yeah, while I was getting $30,000 a month from my parents' trust, do you think that's really enough to live on? And I'm just like, oh man, you need to die right now. Like, these articles are written like, I think these people like are raised in such a bubble, they genuinely think like that's how most people live. Like, yeah, majority of, it's the same as, I think about it also with like, this is a completely different thing, but the Mr. Ross on Kick, he was, I remember he was asked one day, what do you think the average salary is in the United States? He goes, I don't know, like $100,000. I'm like, that kind of explains a lot about how people like act about money or like advice around it when they're rich. Like, you lose like all perspective of like how everyone lives. The first negative million is the hardest. That's what I hear. Oh, bro's actually goated? I was like half to Pandy, half to Lilo in the back post. I was like, one of them might be able to get it. Wow, that ceiling bounce was absolutely non-existent. Disconnect from each other. Oh yeah, I mean, I remember the reason I knew it wasn't gonna be a fit at one of the private schools I was accepted to is one of the students there was asking why I didn't have a car yet. And then they said, when I said to them, oh no, I'd never gotten a car. Someone's like, really? Not even for a birthday present? And I was like, sorry, buddy, but like, I can't imagine living in a family in which it's like, happy 16th, here's your BMW. Like, no. If anything, your first car, if it was a birthday present, would be like, hey, I'll pay for half your down deposit or whatever, and you will get you a used 15-year-old Hyundai or whatever, you know? Like, that's like what my first car would have been if I ever had one in high school. But it was just funny to hear that, like, he said that so genuinely. It's like, really? You don't, not even, like, your parents didn't even get you one for a gift? I'm like, you parents just gift you entire cars? Like, what world is this? Like, we're on different side of the tracks, buddy. Neighbors are dentists, doctors, owner of a liquor store chain, car dealership owners. Bro, I didn't realize how rich car dealership owners are. Holy crap, dude. For how much they sell those cars, they gotta be marking those things up like crazy. I genuinely think, someone said this the other day, that they think actually a crazy bill to put forward. It was like a prediction some analyst made. They're like, I think a crazy, ridiculous bill that could go forward that I think would actually be pretty popular from a consumer perspective would be allow car manufacturers to sell direct and not have to go through a dealership. Because I always wonder how much those markups are for dealerships. Like, the margin on those cars must be insane, considering car dealerships owners are like mega bajillionaires. Because it'd be one thing if like dealerships were like insanely good at maintenance, but you'd ask any mechanic like, hey, should I go to the dealership to fix my car? Everyone's like, no. Like, just find another mechanic. They'll do it for cheap. Like, it'll be fine. And yeah, they throw in a bunch of bonuses, but every time I buy a car, I'm always kind of thinking in the back of my mind, like, how much does this actually cost, you know? Like, any car that's like $30,000, I feel like is like at least marked up 10K. How do new dealership owners come into business? What do you mean? I mean, normally you just take over a franchise. And then just get a fat-ass loan, I'd have to think. So much worse in Alaska. I bet it is. Is this car polar bear proof? I guess moose proof. You guys don't have polar bears. That's a South Pole, I think. I was gonna drop to Pandy, but Pandy was recovering, as he should have. Polar bears and moose? Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if it was polar bears, and then it was either polar bears or penguins are only on one of the poles. I'm a bot. Luckily, Pandy's got my back. Nice. Luckily, they've never scored that in their life. Yes. Ooh, that was kind of sexy, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, we're gonna steal that boost. But yeah, I do feel like one of those things that dealerships are so normalized that I just feel like we don't realize how much of a raw deal. Like everyone kind of understands the stereotype of the sleazy salesman, and they're kind of ripping you off and adding in all these stuff. But I always wonder, like, genuinely, I bet if we ever actually saw the internals on how much those cars are marked up, it would be, like, absolute ridiculous. It would be murder. Actual car mark isn't where the juice is. It's in the lending payouts. That makes sense. I mean, some dealerships are actually egregious. I remember my first car, I will say, they did earn my business because I bought from a dealership. And they actually called me back 3 days later to get me a better loan statement. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So like I went from like I think a 10% AP, no, it was like a 12% interest. And they lowered me down to someone with a 6.5. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. Didn't have to do that, but thank you. But I remember going to the used car lot in Chicago, and I remember they ran a hard check on my credit, first of all, like jackasses. But then second, they were like, okay, here's the terms that we think we can offer you. They handed me back with a straight face 22.5% for my interest. Keep in mind, my credit at this point, I think was 720 or something like that. And I'm like, there's literally no way that your lending partner looked at my credit and said, yeah, we're gonna offer this guy 22% for this loan. Because personally, kill yourself. I was like, oh my God. I was actually blown away. I literally just immediately looked at that piece of paper. I'm like, yeah, have a good day, dude. Meanwhile, and then the guy was like, well, we can like negotiate. I'm like, you should have, first of all, negotiated harder. Second of all, why, if you're checking terms, are you hard checking my credit? Like, just a clown show from start to finish. Pandy? Musty? Oh, the top corner! Nice! Look at that. Shoop. Oh, the top. Wow, you cannot place them. That might be the best place Musty of all time. Going to the mob dealership. That's what I'm saying. Sure, that's what I'm saying, like Zig. I was like, what ridiculous. Hey, Aiden Crother, why are you so handsome? Genetics and lots of Botox. Oh. Because your credit file was thin. Well, okay, you say that, but this is like the same year in which I was able to actually like get a car payment and then be able to actually, or actually get quoted on a car payment, and it was, I think, 12%. Like my credit wasn't great, and I knew it was because I didn't have like a crazy amount of credit history, considering my credit was like at that point 8 years or something. But I was just blown away. I'm like 22 and a half. Like I would understand if it was like 15 or something, because that's like, you know, I get it. But 22 and a half is just like insane. And also if they soft checked it, it'd be fine. Like I've had moments where my credit was absolutely atrocious and I've been quoted for better rates than that. So like, that's where I was like, genuinely, you must have no lending partner and you must be working from like the American Samoa National Bank or whatever, just trying to gouge you. I do sales manager finance. The desk guy called it in wrong. Well, thank you for the inside track there. Cause yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, that was actually like something I was taken aback. I legitimately clutched my pearls. Is this guy okay? Oh, no own goal, sad. But also, if you're sales manager at finance, can you tell us, is the real juice in how you guys make your profit in the financing terms, or is it in the markups on cars? Or is it like add-ons? Because I know dealerships are always trying to push add-ons, but I always kind of wonder if that's just like kind of like extras you can tap on and kind of work your sales margin up. Because they're like stuff that doesn't really cost you guys much, but you can fee it for a certain amount. Hard checking credit terms usually ends with the awareness. I think honestly they just effed up and they just treated that like, oh, let me get you terms, and I think he honestly just acted like, oh, I think it was just a dude who rushed it and he thought I was 100% down to buy. Because he specifically said, do you want me to get you terms? And I'm like, yeah. And he might have just taken that to mean like, oh, you're gonna buy? Okay, let me get you your credit score terms. Even still though, I don't know who the heck they were partnering with. It's part of why if I ever do go to a dealership, I try to go to like at least a bigger one, because at least they don't spit in your face with those terms. That one was definitely a smaller dealership. Never again. You submit it wrong and someone didn't actually read your credit file. Oh, okay. There's so much to a car. Comes in many directions. And I figured I was just kind of hoping for a generally like a blah, blah, blah. I can sell you a car and deliver it to your driveway. Yep. Personally, I've gone with Carvana. Some people are like, you could have gotten it cheaper. I'm like, honestly, I sold my first car to Carvana and it was great. And I bought my last car from Carvana. And honestly, yeah, I probably could have gotten probably another 1K or so off of it at a dealership. But car's in good shape. I literally drove there. They said, sign this. I signed it, and then I just left with the keys and it was going. They're like, yeah, registration will arrive in the mail in like a week. And I'm like, all right, sick. Someone like that with no credit, so you have to literally manipulate the bank, especially if it's a first-time buyer. I mean, I was a second-time buyer at that point. That's why I was confused. Well, I guess as in terms of a car, like I've had a car loan before, and then I sold my car, and then I went into getting the next one. Theirs. That's why I was so confused at the moment, because I was like, hold on. Granted, part of it was also just like I was just checking around because I wanted a car, although I definitely didn't need one. Living in Chicago, you can get pretty much anywhere just on the trains. So it was more so just because like I was doing pretty well with esports. I was racking in a lot of money back then. That was back when just esports alone I could clear 10K a month. Granted, that wasn't consistent, but like I had a period in like those years where I was putting in serious money. So I'm like, I could buy a car at this point. Nice, okay. It's better to own a car than to have a loan. Well, yeah, obviously, dude, but not everyone has the ability to save up 20K to buy a car. And before you guys are saying, just buy a 10K car, guys, I don't think you know how hard it is to find in certain markets an actually quality car that isn't at least like 15K in total value. Like back in 2009, yeah, you could totally spend 10K and get like 5-year-old Honda or whatever. I always hate that advice. Why are you guys taking a loan? Just save up and buy. Buddy, do you have any idea how long it's gonna take to save up $20,000 to buy that car? Like, get real. Like, yeah, you can go used, you can go through Facebook Marketplace or whatever, but I've always gotten really nervous about the idea of meeting a stranger and doing that. Especially, the only time I've ever been tempted to do that, I asked, hey, do you want to go to the mechanics and we can pay to get this checked out? He goes, no, trust me, it's good. I'm like, I'm not trusting you, buddy. You're selling me a car for $4,000 and it looks suspiciously like a good deal. I'd rather check it out. Because God forbid I don't check it out and then take it to the mechanic and the mechanic's like, what did you do? Like, this is terrible. I shot my car 20K in cash. Yeah, it's almost like we have different financial situations, buddy. What do you do for work? I'll never own a car. Honestly, I'm down to own my Kia. Would love to pay it off because it only has like 48,000 miles on it and drives great, so. Gotta make sure I take care of it, you know? Praying for you? Oh, he's definitely a mob boss, chat. Oh! Okay, that was important. If there's ever anything that is the least seen for money job is car sales, and especially finance manager. Oh no. What shit? What are you doing? But he's just like failing wave dashes in his goal line the whole time. My friend's mom told me it's okay to eat cold mashed potatoes. Should I believe her? Nah, she's a demon. I'm sorry. Ah, if I read that a little bit better. That was an open double. I just hit it a little late. Last month was my worst month and I made 13.4K. Wait, I thought you were saying that doesn't... I don't know. I guess everything's relative, but I'd be down to make 13K a month. I made the job I wanted. It's called entrepreneurship. Anyone can do it? Oh, okay. Well then, very happy that you are among the businesses that succeed. I was gonna heat up some butter and pour it on top, but I can't risk someone catching me. I want a career someday. That's what I'm saying, Henry. You can't just eat cold mashed potatoes like that. Yeah, there was the sales job I just interviewed for. It was funny. They were talking, they were like, yeah, most people, I would say the average is 75K for the year. I'm like, okay, that's good. And they're like, and I asked, like, I'm curious, like, what's the best you know someone has done? And then she's like, we just had a dude pull, I think he said 35K for the month. And I'm like, okay. You ever had a sales job? Yeah, I worked in BTB security integration sales. So like, selling like enterprise level security. That was for about a year, and now I'm applying for a new sales job. I'm trying not to mention the company or the industry because there's only so many locations and I don't want to dox myself around Dallas. Go car business. I have applied to some dealerships and I've never gotten a response back. I own a business that heats up mashed potatoes in the package. Dude, you're so smart. Luxury car lot only though. Don't worry, I would never sell anything that isn't an Alfa Romeo, Maserati, or Lambo. No, I wanted the Zen Touch. There are so many Ferraris and Lambos around Dallas, it's actually insane. Okay. Ah! Yeah, honestly, I'm just excited to have a job again, because my God, dude. I'm done with this esports thing. Yeah, everyone on YouTube, you guys, it's harder to see, but like that dono goal literally is is literally just because like when you're owed $3,000, and that esports is like, yeah, we'll pay it to you, don't worry. Like first week of June, and then I get a DM the other day, and they're like, hey, just kidding, we actually might have zero idea when we're gonna be able to pay you, and I'm like, oh, very cool. So now I'm just waiting for money, and I'm like, man, I miss having a sales job where every 2 weeks you get your paycheck or you get your commission check mailed out. Would be very nice to have that again. But also, I'm just hoping for the sales job to come through. The hours apparently are kind of not great, but I'm fine with that. Nice. I mean, mashed potatoes every night, hot with gravy. Hell yeah. Hey, Marcia. Get it again. Good touch Pandworth. If everyone makes some moolah, gotta have to no life for about a year. I bet. Good to hear, little booty. What MMR is this? I don't actually know. This is like, I'm in a party, so it's all over the place. I'm chilling like pretty low, so this is probably like close to 17. Threes is completely lopsided, Marja. I don't know the last time you played threes, so. Threes is so devoid of players that you'll play like full-on SSLs and pros at like low GC3. It's so insane. Nice pandy. That was really pointless play. Oof, that's such a yikes first touch. You didn't hit it! Ah, sorry, Benny. Oh. Thank you. But rank 3s being a tiebreaker is so funny to me. It's like the only reason you'll have like high level players even remotely touch the game mode. Mid-serial seeding is such an horrible thing because we pull ranked 3s for information for seeding teams. It's so funny to watch like Maryville. It's like average 3s MMR like 1500. So when you auto sort, like they're nowhere close to the top. Ooh. Wow, I was really hoping that would bounce like at all, and then it just didn't. Oof. Is off 3s MMR? No, it's manually seeded, but 3s is the tiebreaker for auto seeding. So when you have opens, for example, you're seated at the top based on points, but if there's a tie in points, whoever has the highest 3s MMR is the next, is the person who gets seated higher. Oof. So salaries below 5K are crazy. Yeah, honestly, it's wild how getting approved for some apartments is. Making 3 times your rent when, yeah, all rent is like 1,500, 1,600 is pretty tough. Consider average salary is nowhere close to that. Hence why I get so many people get roommates. Or nature's roommate, aka a wife or girlfriend. Honestly, I play off the corner. That deflection would have got hit harder than crack. I at least get a 50 there. What sport were you in? I am still very much in Rocket League esports. But I'm a commentator. Oh, we got a hand up. So I would have passed that, but I wanted it to go forward. Blah, 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 blah. What is happening? It's a weird game. That should be a goal. Ooh, we're a little late. Okay, we'll grab that. Okay, I figured you're either gonna throw it out or you're gonna be able to actually not do much with that, so it works. And 1v1. And Brett, I feel like you've already been in here a couple times asking that, so I'm gonna ask you to stop asking because you already know the answer's no. No, dude! I wanted to hit that off the ceiling and then immediately hit it again. That would have gone right past that third defender. I guarantee it. Just cutting that because it would beat the first guy challing. With a tense one, chat. Oh, I didn't think he would hit that like that. I would have played the block. The block. All right, Panda got that, no problem. Oh man, that's tough. Even TFI wasn't 100% confident on that ball. Okay, let me get that corner. Ah, that was so easy, dude. I was trying to be too precise at that. I would have left that for Lilo, but I wasn't sure if she was middle or behind me. Wheel steals that boost. Okay. No! I tried to slot it. I didn't even have to. They didn't even chump. All right. I'm a choker chat and fort. All right. Best I can do is just get it out of the middle. Didn't realize in this moment Lilo got bumped there. Shouldn't have cleared it like that. Nice. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, you guys, sorry, chat. This is very hard to read chat while also playing. I just don't want to lose this game. Ah, I went for the ceiling pinch. All right, lob that up. Take a little bit of sting off of it. Ye flick. Aye, okay. That was me going for a really hard read on that. I wasn't sure how much that would bounce away. There's no way. There's no way there. Oh my god, I'm losing to fucking randoms. God damn it. Oh, no, dude. That's a bad touch. That's all my fault. Oh, god damn it. That's so embarrassing, dude. Oh, I can't lose to Bennis like that. That's cringe. Missed an open shot, and then I get the bad touch that leads to the goal. That's terrible. I would like to get an immediate rematch with those guys, but unfortunately. Well, we had 0 ice at the end of that one. Only ourselves to blame, chat. Gonna drown my sorrows in a bunch of cookie dough ice cream that I have in the freezer. Bonk. Oh, whoops. Thought I had a better angle on that. A little too far up. All right, I think win or a loss, I will get off after this one. I can feel my stomach starting to rumble, which means I'm going to play worse and worse as I get hungrier. Okay. Okay, we'll get out there. Okay, we're good. Oh, we're not. Okay, that's just a normal passing play. Okay. Best shot of their lives. I mean, they might be in comms, but that's kind of crazy that they just out of nowhere pull that out. I mean, Yags is like a 2K2s player, so again, I don't know what this 3-zone Mar is. Oh. Nah, close one. All right, oof, wow. Almost over on that. Let's see if we can close the games out tonight on a high note. Oh, I touched that. My momentum took me into that one. Grazed that barely. That was just an unfortunate one. I think Lilo had to clear, but Pandy also had a clear, but this simultaneously went there at the same time. Yag's definitely the hard carry in this game, though. He's a very high-ranked player, so not really sure why he's there. Again, we might just be getting put into like 1800 or decently high-ranked threes. Okay. Okay, well, I was trying to get it past the first one, but I did not hit that well. Okay. Oh, close on Pandy. Bruh. Okay. Nah. Oh, nice. I don't know how that went in. Felt like two different people had it. Oh, Pandy kind of interfered on that one. I like it. That was a threatening needle. There was a guy, there was like so many layers to that last play. Oh, that's highly unfortunate. Yeah, it's almost like these guys are good. I'm sorry, Pandy. I didn't think you'd be able to scoop that again. That's on me. I should have just let you at it and played off the next one. Because they weren't channeling necessarily. I wanted to get off it. And you're fine. I just, it was like, it's okay. I can get that. This is, I mean, this is a good collection of players, or at least one good player. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, holy hard carry, Batman. Good night, everybody.